Welcome to Will Read. My name is Will. Today I'm reading The Rag and Bone Shop of the Heart by Robert Bly, James Hillman, and Michael Meade. Earthly love. A night full of talking that hurts, my worst held back secrets. Everything has to do with loving and not loving. Rumi. When we tell these poems at gatherings of men, the room stretches out, seems to open into various landscapes of loving that the men carry inside themselves. All the great ways of organizing the world are abandoned as each finds the places of loving and not loving inside. Neruda says, "When you surrender, you stretch out like the world. Through surrendering one world, we enter another. We become Earth's creatures, earth-laden, and a particular place stretches within us." As Rilke says of a young man, "The wind that rises of their rising rustles in the leaves of his body. His brook runs sparkling into the distance. He is stirred by love and basks in the warm light, learning of rivers inside himself, while another whom love has forsaken and left clumsy. The man who has wandered pathless at night in the mountain range of his feelings is silent." Once we surrender, earth surrounds and claims our bodies. We find ourselves standing in a river of swirling eddies, or a resurrected field in bloom, in total desert, or else ankle bones in leaf mush. We become part of the sensual intimacy of the surprising earth. The mole on Ahmad's cheek becomes an entire rose garden complete with gardener. Unawares, we have entered the precincts of the earth gods, of Aphrodite, who inhabits all landscapes and moves from one to another on the crest of sea waves or the rippling surface of a brook. This is not a distant Venus, nor the all-containing bosom of Mother Earth. We have entered the domains of green-eyed Aphrodite, whose every step pulls 3 fresh flowers from the forest floor, whose mantle is the ground cover of the earth. She is the mistress of animals and of the body immediate. She brightens the physical world, stretches senses, and expands feelings. Always a part of loving is an offering to Aphrodite and thereby to the earth. A man loves a woman or loves a man, and part of that loving is not human. The loved one is connected to, but not the same as the goddess. The universal gift of lovers, flowers, foods, gems, and oils are the charms of Aphrodite, grown in the fertile carpet of the earth. The exchange of gifts brings the grace of Aphrodite present whenever a loving body approaches another. Of course, any earthly loving is subject to seasons, sudden storms, and droughts, and whoever can tie together can tear asunder. Aphrodite can rend any bond and strip the grace of nature from any relationship. The poems reveal Aphrodite of the holy confusion, whose grinding teeth and growling song Caroline Kaiser hears. "I'm going to murder you with love. I'm going to suffocate you with embraces. I'm going to hug you bone by bone till you're dead all over. Then I will dine on your delectable marrow." The intimacies we risk with each other are the sweet moments that sustain our mutual lives, and the intimate ones know where exactly to hurt each other. As Samuel Butler said, eating is touch carried to the bitter end. But it is not only Aphrodite whose touch we feel in earthly love. Wherever Aphrodite is present, Eros, the boy-man god, is there as well. It was said that Eros was present when the egg of the earth cracked open and life began to flourish in rivers, swell the trees with sap, saturate the wind with pollen. Eros is love in its masculine tone, permeating in cellular glue, but also thrown across the world in great longing. Neruda names him my thirst, my desire without end, my wavering road. Eros is in the seductions of the road, the loneliness of empty highways and the surprise encounters, the side roads that led us astray. For earthly love seduces, and everyone is seduced and led aside by the erotics of these senses. Eros is in the eye of Rilke that must follow. A woman, lovely in her bones, my eyes, they dazzled at her flowing knees. Her several parts could keep a pure repose, or one hip quiver with a mobile nose. She moved in circles, and those circles moved. Eros darts out in the eye of Walt Whitman in a glimpse that pierces through a crowd of workmen and drivers to find a youth who loves me and whom I love. And Eros sticks moments in the memory, as Whitman says later, all else has long been forgotten by me, except the one who long and long held me by the hand. Eros is in the memories that pull us back and the circle that moves far out into the world on the old roads of longing. No one alive can avoid the pull or the spark of Eros. Eros is the tie that binds the teacher with the watchful pupil. Eros hides inside things and pulls us toward them as mementos and keepsakes of love. It is the sudden spark of longing for a loved one that seems to come from nowhere. It is a simple human touch that opens dark riverbeds down which the eternal thirst is flowing. Eros keeps us in a marriage or relationship long enough to arrive at the silent drifting hours, yet no pathway worn between. And Eros sits inexhaustible within times of loss, within bitter times, as Thomas McGrath has it in A Coal Fire in Winter. Something old and tyrannical burning there, heat from the time before there was fire, a captive prince from the sunken kingdom of the father coal. MJM.